The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want him. Make an eye like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water, them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I, who prepare a table before I. In the presence of our enemy, them who anointed I to no oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy. I go follow I all the days of I veni. May I go dwell in the house of my Lord God. Jah. Kadama we groma beya tela exact beer tana istalina bashante shante 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 shante. Kadama we groma be tela This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show no more, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas, and even flavors congregate in the black pot, and they are subjected to some good amount of heating. In the aftermath, they produce food in all this sumptuousness and palatability for our nourishment. My brother, my sister, this is what we do right here in the black pot. We bring so many different ideas together, and then we subject that to good testing. And then we come up with the best solution to our problems. That is why we say we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize. If we must criticize, we only will do that on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the Black Pot, and we are live on Facebook, also live on YouTube. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. We are the biggest Pan-African show right here on the internet and beyond. I am happy that you are part of this. Please share the broadcast so that many more people will get to benefit from this very essential thing we're talking about today. As usual, we're going to be talking about 5 very important issues, crunching issues, relating to the development of our people, our continent, our land. I must apologize for the late start of the show. As usual, technical issues. I hope that you will forgive us. We're going to run as fast as we could so that we'll be able to cover a lot within this short space of time. We'll never take you for granted. We love you, and we are praying up to the time that we'll be able to get all the equipment that we need, or most of the equipment that we need, so that we don't have to depend on outside forces that much. It's the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show, and here we speak truth to power. Now, the very first story we are looking at today, watch, it is rolling on the screen, is Kennedy Agyapong serious? Who is Kennedy Agyapong? Do you know him? Kennedy Agyapong. Kennedy Agyapong. I think he spells his name A-D-Y. Am I right? A-J-Y, Agyapong. A-J-Y and not A-D-J. A-J-Y. You know, is Kennedy Agyapong serious? This is Kennedy Agyapong. He's a member of parliament, and he's a very vocal member of parliament, or better still, a legislator in this country. Anytime he speaks, controversy naturally comes out of his vocal cavity. He's a member of the MPP. He vowed that he will never be part of the campaign team of Bawumia, because he doesn't see Bawumia as somebody who could truly lead the nation. There was a time he said there's no way Bawumia can ever beat Mahama. But for some reason, he has decided to join the campaign, and he is campaigning for Baumia to be president. But Canada Japan keeps talking. Come here, youth. Watch this. Canada Japan has spoken, and a lot of people are wondering what is happening. Run the story, my youth. Watch this, and this is coming from Ghana Web. He says, I will personally construct a 12-unit classroom block as a reward if you vote for MPP. And this is Canada Japan speaking. The Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Okraku Agyapong, has pledged to construct a 12-unit classroom block for constituents of Kintampo North if they vote for the New Patriotic Party in the pending December polls. Addressing constituents of Kintampo North at a campaign event, Kennedy Agyapong challenged the chief of the area to mobilize his people to vote for the MPP. Now, in return, he promised to build a classroom block for them to make up for their lack of development. Nana, you have challenged me, and I am challenging you in return. If you vote for the MPP in the December 7 elections, I will personally build a 12-unit classroom block as a reward, he said amidst cheers from the crowd. Canada Japan highlighted some of the achievements brought to Kintampo North under the current government, contrasting them with those of past administrations. He emphasized how several indigenes of Kintampo North have been appointed to prominent roles under the Akufo-Addo-led government. He pointed out that despite voting for the National Democratic Congress for 32 years, the only significant achievement previously recorded from there was a deputy ministerial role. You have voted for years, and I have personally come to these constituents to campaign, but you deceived me by not voting for us, the NPP. The chief is advocating for development in the constituency, and he said that after 32 years of voting, the only achievement you have gained is a deputy minister role given to someone from Kintampo North. However, several indigenes of Kintampo North have been appointed to prominent roles under the Akufo-Addo government, including the Director General of Immigration and the Controller General, who oversees the country's monetary reserves. After all this, what more do you want us to do for you? Dash it away. This is vote buying. This is vote buying, and this is criminal. If you vote for me, I personally will come out and do this for you from my own pocket. It's tantamount to vote buying, and this is criminal. Dash him away. It is criminal. My brother, it is different when the government says, when you vote me into power with your own resources and the resources of the nation, I will do A, B, C, D to help you develop. It means you are using the people's own resources. But when you navigate that and come straight into your personal pockets and say, when you vote me into power, I will personally build you A, B, C, D, is tantamount to vote buying, and that's criminal. My brother, what is the difference between this and going to the constituencies and giving money to people, asking them to go and eat gobe so that they can vote for you? It's the same thing. The only difference is that one is delayed. My brother, my sister, these vote buying tactics must be frowned upon. They have to be condemned in all corners. And as a legislator, I think Canada Japan should have known better. What is this booga dirty tactics? You go to a place, you are campaigning nicely. Oh, we have done a lot for you, but it doesn't look like you are interested in voting for us. We need you to think twice. Look at our track record as compared to the other people. That is enough. But when you go ahead to say, we have been able to take people from your area to give them juicy positions in government, that is the reason you should vote for us. It becomes tribalistic. My brother, are we looking for the content of the head, or we are looking for your geopolitical location? Can somebody answer? Are you simply looking at where somebody is located, or you are looking for brains? That is why we have the whole nation represented in a certain government, yet is a nation of idiots or a government of idiots. We are so interested in saying we must have this number of women in government. Even if they don't have the brains, once they are women, that qualifies them to be in government. That doesn't make sense. We have to make sure that we get 10 people from the northern region, 10 people from the Ashanti. If you go to the Ashanti and you don't get 10 brilliant people with the right senses to run a government, my brother, you will force yourself to put square pegs in round holes. Am I making sense? This is what Kennedy Agyapong is doing. Vote for my party, and I promise you, I will come back from my own pocket. I am going to build you a 12-unit classroom block. It's vote buying. It is criminal. And I'm surprised that the whole of Ghana is quietly looking at this. Is not a campaign. It's a shame. The same Kennedy Agyapong was in the same area. And he told them that even resources available to him from the state as the chairman of the Ghana Gas, he would not build an AstroTurf for the people because they don't vote for the NPP. All of a sudden, he's telling the same people, but from my own pocket, I will come and build you a 12-unit classroom block. Does it make sense to you? Please, let's speak truth to power. Remember, this is the only nation we have. If we sit here and we play foolish, at the end of the day, we are going to be roasted in hellfire. And our generations yet to come would also suffer from our foolishness. My brother, my sister, let us think about this seriously. We have to build governments of brilliant people. People who have brilliant contents, not people who are pulled into government because of their geopolitical locations. It's a shame. It's very good if we have the whole Ghana represented, region after region. But the key thing should be the content of the head and not necessarily your location. How many people agree with me? And how many people don't? Kennedy Agyapong has let me down one more time. You go to the area, you tell them that you are the chairman of the Ghana Gas, but you won't help them build an AstroTurf. Money that is not coming from your own pocket. But all of a sudden, now you are saying you bring money from your own pocket to build them a 12-unit classroom block if only they vote for you. It's vote buying, it's criminal, and then we dash it away. We will not support this. Why is the NPP so ridiculously desperate in winning the elections? So ridiculously desperate. Look at, they don't even seem to have a campaign message. You are just going around smear mongering, smearing tartar on your opponents. Oh, my opponent killed this number of people. Oh, my opponent did this. My opponent has this girlfriend in this area. My opponent is somebody who drinks alcohol. My opponent eats pork. My opponent is not a good Muslim. My opponent. That is not the kind of campaign we're looking for. Don't take us for idiots. We want brilliant campaigns, not stupid campaigns. What kind of a nation is this? Is that a campaign message? Somebody eats pork and somebody's not a good Muslim. Somebody drinks alcohol or somebody chases slave queens. Or... Please, please, please. Let's get sensible. Or else these politicians will keep taking us for a ride. Can they do this kind of campaign in America? Donald Trump drinks alcohol, so don't vote for him. Oh, Kamala Harris eats pork. Don't vote for him. They have gone beyond that nonsense, that nonsensical politics or politicking. They are campaigning on policies. Donald Trump recently talked about the people of Springfield eating cats and dogs and all that. But the point he was trying to make was that the economy had become so bad, people have to resort to eating pets rather than chicken and all that. That was the point he was making. He wasn't necessarily talking about what people eat and what people don't eat. Let's be serious with our politics. What Kennedy Agyapong went there to do in Kintampo is criminal and is vote buying. How many people agree with me? Run it. The next story, my youths. Come here. Now, the next story I want to look at is also interesting. EC, recipe for election disaster. And his name is KOFI BENTIL. How many of us know KOFI BENTIL? KOFI BENTIL is the deputy boss of Imani, Ghana. He's been very controversial. Sometimes he speaks for the party in power. And when everybody thinks that he's in bed with the party, he flips back and then he is talking other things that make him look like he's not in bed with the party. He is blaming the EC and saying that the EC is doing a lot of things. But today, the whole Accra was caught in a turmoil. The same thing happened in the Ashanti region, capital Kumasi. The same thing happened in Tamale, the capital of the northern region. Because the NDC has gone round all over the country demonstrating. What is the demonstration all about? They want a 5-day, an extra 5-day voter certificate. Is it certificate? Voter register exhibition. That's how it is photo. The NDC wants a 5-day voter register exhibition, an extra 5 days. The NDC claims that the voter register is not credible. And for that matter, they want an independent forensic audit. Instead of looking at the content, the EC is going back to say some foolishness. The deputy EC boss, as was reported, said that, oh, during your tenure of office, we had plants and animals in your voter register, but you didn't complain. Why are you complaining now? Look at the level of thinking. A man who is supposed to be so neutral. The EC that is supposed to be most neutral, so that people can come together and trust and believe in whatever you want to churn out during the elections. The arbiter, the referee himself, is so porous in the head. Oh, you, Mahama, when you were in power, there were animals and plants in your voter register, but you didn't complain. Why are you complaining now? Because we don't want animals and plants now. At the time, probably we wanted animals and plants. They are not smart thinking people. It's sad. And these are the people we put at the EC. People who don't seem to have the common sense that we require to be able to conduct proper elections. Why is it that every election there must be some kind of furore? Well, so this demand by the NDC, ECOWAS is saying something. You know what ECOWAS is saying? And this is published by My Joy Online. It says NDC demands can be resolved locally. And this is the whole economic commission for West African states, right? Community of West African states. Head of the Democracy and Good Governance Division at the Economic Community of West Africa States, ECOWAS, has stated that the National Democratic Congress's NDC demand for an audit of Ghana's voters register can be addressed domestically. Ebenezer Ofosa Siedu urged as stakeholders to find a peaceful resolution to the matter. Now, in response to the Electoral Commission's refusal to allow a forensic audit of the voters register, the NDC organized a nationwide protest with a further promise to scale it up to the district EC offices if the elections governing body remains adamant. Wow! So today is just the beginning. They are going to continue demonstrating. And it's just left with a few days to election. Now, speaking on Joy FM's midday news, Mr. Siedu said, we hope that these are some of the issues that are coming up, and we pray that the stakeholders involved would find a way to handle this amicably. That's what he said. Yes. Mr. Siedu emphasized the need for an opportunity to resolve the differences between the two major stakeholders regarding the electoral register, noting also that there is no need for immediate intervention from any external body. We believe that at the end of the day, after today's demonstrations, there will be an opportunity to reconcile whatever differing positions these two major stakeholders on the electoral register, have. We do not see it as something that requires urgent intervention from an external body. This is ECOWAS. In French, we say CEDEAO. My brother, if you don't have anything to hide, why are you running away from an independent forensic audit? How much will it cost the nation? Can you bring the cost? Can you bring the cost? That's one. And two, let us know exactly why you are refusing that. How long would it take to forensically audit our voter register if you have nothing to hide? Why are you running away? If you have not stolen and you are in the market square and they start shouting, thief, 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 why do you run? At worst, you want to turn back and see who the thief is. And if anything at all, once the thief is identified, then you can start running after the thief. But the moment you hear thief, 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 you are at the market square and you are running. That means you are the one. Abuzu kanwaka gura. My brother, the EC says no to an independent forensic audit. This is so arrogant. Can you tell us why? Is it the cost? Is it the time? Is it both? Bring it out for debate. A major stakeholder is saying, I don't trust this thing. Or do you want us to go for the election and afterwards take arms? These are the things we need to do to be able to get a credible voter register. But the EC, that doesn't seem to be showing so much common sense. Say, oh, but during your tenure of office, you had goats and sheep and plants in your voter register. Why are you fighting that now? So if some time ago I was eating something that wasn't good, and I've come to a reality that no, this is not good, I have no right to stop it. You see the mentality of our people. My brother, there's more. There is more. Watch this. NDC's demo against EC, useless exercise. And this is one Haruna Mohammed of the NPP talking. Let's find out what the young man here has to say. Run it, my youth. A Deputy General Secretary of the governing New Patriotic Party. Come here, my youth. The NPP, Haruna Mohammed, has criticized the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, for its planned nationwide protest against the Electoral Commission. That's EC today, September 17. He labeled the protest the most useless exercise he had ever witnessed, questioning its potential to achieve any meaningful change. And underline that. Questioning its potential to achieve any meaningful change. Is it because we live in a country where nobody listens? Is it because we live in a country where we don't take each other serious? So if you are protesting, nobody's even interested in listening to your side. Is that what you're saying? Because they came out with a certain kind of document which they read out to the people. What are their demands? Do the demands make sense? Brother says this will not bring anything meaningful in terms of change. In an interview with Asase Radio on Monday, September 16, that's yesterday, Mohammed expressed doubts about the effectiveness of the demonstration. Given the current political and regulatory context, he suggested that the protest is unlikely to bring about the results the NDC hopes for. So we should keep quiet and suffer. Anytime we are in trouble and we believe that, this will not bring about any change, we still have to demonstrate, else people will think that we are comfortable, isn't it? Now, the NDC's protest is in response to the EC's refusal to independently audit the voter register before the December elections. And they are not giving any reason they are refusing it. The opposition party argues that this audit is necessary to address alleged discrepancies and restore confidence in the electoral process. While Mohammed acknowledged the NDC's right to protest, he argued that their actions do not align with the electoral regulations outlined in CI 91. Okay, so let's see what's contained there. He emphasized that the protest might not align with the legal framework governing elections in Ghana, which could undermine its intended impact. I believe the protest of the NDC is the most useless exercise that I've ever seen in my life. These are persons who are reprobate and they can't actually know exactly what they have to do. He said, I don't think that this is something that is going to change what we want to do. That's it. So you see, there are some people who just keep talking. They talk, and they are saying nothing. Have you ever experienced that? You see a man talking, busily talking. You are trying to make meaning out of what he's saying, and you realize that he's just talking without making sense. That's what Mohammed Aruna is doing. Or do you make sense out of what he said? He's saying that the fact that this will not bring any meaningful change, the other side should not come out and demonstrate. They should keep quiet and go. After all, it won't bring any change. My brother, it's better to try and fail than to sit back and say, because I will fail, I will not try. You see the level of thinking. The level of thinking. And he calls it the most useless. Yes. I'm going for a competition. I'm not happy with the referee. I'm not happy with the judge. And I said the only way I will accept this judge is when I get to know that I have my rights as well to be able to scrutinize the voter register. They brought it out for exhibition. They are saying that, no, we want an independent audit, forensic audit. And this is a problem. How much money have you taken from all these political parties to run the election? Is the money not enough to have an independent forensic audit? Or you have hidden some plants and animals in there that you don't want to be exposed about? We want to know. There's still more. Right here. Watch this. God has kept this country from a civil war. And the EC is tempting fate. That's Kofi BENTIL talking. The brother we started with. What is he really saying? A vice president of Imani Africa, Kofi BENTIL, has slammed the Electoral Commission of Ghana over the commission's actions in the handling of its disputes. I think they wanted to say disputes and not deputies. Now, speaking in an interview on Accra-based Joy News, Kofi BENTIL accused the commission of setting aside the laws of the country and engaging in activities it wants frivolities, arrogating to itself powers that it doesn't have. That's what he's saying. He added that the commission also fails to listen to reasoning. You see? That's what Kofi BENTIL is saying. Which is why the country has issues during electioneering years, especially with the voters register. Now, the current debate is exactly because we have an electoral commission which has essentially become a pernicious institution. It refuses to do what is written in the law. It arrogates to itself powers it does not have. It creates an unnecessary cost and stress on this country. And you have political parties like NDC and co. The EC won't even respond to them. So, this debate, if you check in the past, about 4 election cycles, we almost every time have a strained debate about registration. And here we are again. And it doesn't make any sense, he said. Now, the Imani vice president explained that the job of the EC is to ensure that every voter gets the chance to vote. But the commission has time without number taking actions that go contrary to that. Dash it away. My brother, he's blaming the Electoral Commission. It's not doing its work well. It's arrogant. It doesn't listen to the parties that is supposed to be managing. It's a manager who is so arrogant to listen to his subordinates. That's what they are saying. Are we going to have a peaceful election? Aside that, will the elections be fair? How can it be fair when the parties involved in the elections have issues that cannot be sorted out by the EC? What decides who wins or not is the voters register. If your name is not in there, you cannot vote. Time and again, years without number, we are told that there are ghosts in there. Now the EC is even telling us that there were plants and animals in MAHAMA's voter register. What a shame. Whatever it is, our prayer is that we should be able to have a peaceful election and everything should go well. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Send your comments coming in. We are going to read them right after this one. Hey! Hey! Whoa!
Blackpot, Koku show man.
Mobutu Sese Seko Kuku Mbandu Wazabanga. That's his full name. Mobutu Sese Seko Kuku Mbandu Wazabanga. He was one of the biggest thieves of an African president that this continent has ever seen. He was richer than his own country, Zaire. He was richer than his own country. He built a mansion that was running into several millions of American dollars. And when he died, the mansion was haunted. Snakes, scorpions, and lizards inherited that waste, a pillage of destruction. My brother, my sister, he says when you are stealing, steal a little cleverly. If you steal so much so that you'll be rich overnight, you'll be caught. And that was how he was caught. He started stealing small. But when he stole so much and he became richer than his own country, Mobutu Sese Seko was ousted in a coup d'etat. He was a terrible leader. Mobutu Sese Seko Kuku Mbandu Wazabanga. In 1974, there was a boxing match brought all the way from America to his country, Zaire. And they called it the Rumble in the Jungle. It was Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. Ali was coming down the ladder in his career, and Foreman was on top of his career. But as destiny would have it, Muhammad Ali defeated George Foreman right there in Zaire. And this man paid for everything just to have the boxing match brought to his country. And he sat wearing his tiger hair hat, watching the whole thing from the comfort of his mansion. Mobutu Sese Seko Kuku Mbandu Wazabanga. That was the year I was born, 1974. Anyway, a bit of the history. Stealing is not good, whether small or big. Don't listen to this thief who is resting in the hottest part of hell. Next story. Now the next story says Okraku Mantey still holds on to funeral tourism. Who's Okraku Mantey? He is a deputy minister of tourism and culture. That's him. He became the youngest music producer, executive producer in the history of this country when he joined hands with Zap Mallet, and then they came up with a music record label known as Sleep Records. He was instrumental in the rise of hip life and much more. He's a high life enthusiast, and he did much to be able to see that he and Zap Mallet combined. Somewhere along the line, they fell apart, but his record will still remain here. He campaigned for Nana Akufo-Addo when he was looking to become president. And something he said which nobody would ever forget was that he was campaigning not because he wanted an appointment from the government of Nana Akufo-Addo, but because he just loved Nana Akufo-Addo. And he went ahead to say that should Nana Akufo-Addo even win the elections, he was not interested in any post. And he would never take any post from Nana Akufo-Addo. This is Okraku Mantey. He has eaten back his words, gone back after his own vomit, like the proverbial dog in the book of Proverbs and Psalms. My brother, my sister, this is Okraku Mantey. He was made a deputy minister right after Nana Akufo-Addo won. In fact, he held a certain appointment before this. And His boss, Awal Mohammed, Dr. Awal Mohammed, my own uncle, was sacked. And many people said and attributed his sack to the fact that they made the Ministry of Tourism so ridiculous. The two of them did not have ideas. Mark and his boss, Dr. Awal, they did not have any ideas. The whole ministry was bereft of ideas. They were only interested in funerals and sobolo. So at a point, people were calling the Minister of Tourism the Minister of Sobolo and Funerals. This is Okraku Mantey. My brother, my sister, he was a DJ. He's played his role in the music industry in Ghana. But as an appointee of this corrupt government, much is left to be desired. He is saying that even though some people are saying that his boss was fired because of their funny funeral and sobolo tourism, he said he is still holding on to funeral tourism. Now, what do they mean by sobolo and funeral tourism in Ghana? Run the story. Now watch this story. And this is from Joy Online. I still believe in funeral tourism. And this is Okraku Mantey talking. This was published today. Now, although the manifesto of the new patriotic party does not capture funeral tourism, the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Okraku Mantey, Mark, one of the proponents of the idea, has reiterated his belief in it. He told Kwame Dazi during the Joy FM manifesto debate on creative economy that his reason for proposing that idea in the past still holds. I still believe in funeral tourism. Now, the month that we discussed funeral tourism as a topic when it went viral, I remember telling the whole Ghana that one of the most popular tourist sites in Japan was their cemetery because it is the biggest. Listen. And so when it comes to tourism, it is the prerogative of you, the one who wants to sell a product, that you have a story to tell that could attract somebody to have to travel to have it, to purchase or watch, spend time and have experience with the product. So we are saying that Ghanaians already travel. We travel for funerals anyway. So why don't we add tourism to it? I still believe in it any day, any time. It is not in the manifesto because it is not everything that has to be in the manifesto. That should tell. So that's Okraku Mantey talking. Many people believe his boss was fired because of this nasty funeral and sobolo business, tourism. His boss and him proposed that, Ghanaians love funerals. And for that matter, they must put some kind of value on the funerals to make money touristically. And what did that mean? They would encourage people to travel from all over the world to come and watch us mourn our dead. How we cry, they will come and sit and take photographs of us. When all over the world, when people are mourning, they ask the people to give them privacy. He said that no, they will allow people to come and watch us in our privacy, take photos and videos of us and clap as they see us mourning and crying for our dead. And the idea is that once they do this, when tourists come into the country, at least they will also encourage the business of sobolo. Sobolo is bisap. People, when they are tired at the funerals and thirsty, they will drink sobolo and the sobolo seller will make money. Look at this low-level thinking. When people are building Eiffel Tower, which is dragging people all over the world to go to France and just look at the Eiffel Tower. One product. There's never been a dull moment at the Eiffel Tower. Even when snow is falling 1 million inches, people are there looking at the Eiffel Tower. He's saying that when you go to Japan, there's a big cemetery. A lot of people go there for tourism. Would you go to Japan to look at a cemetery? Who were buried there? Was Jesus buried there? Was Prophet Muhammad buried there? Was Buddha buried there? What is the importance of that cemetery? So guys here, they don't have the idea. They don't know. A cemetery is nothing until you are able to check out its content. Who was buried here? If Prophet Muhammad was buried there, then the whole world, the Muslim world, will go there to look at it. If Jesus Christ was buried there, the whole Christendom will be going there to look at the grave. But if you have a nasty cemetery where every Tom, Dick, and Harry is buried, like me and you, who have no name anywhere, who visit the cemetery? Why are you going for grave looting? I don't know how these people think. Now the NPP has been smart to push away this dirty funeral tourism. And Mark says, I still stand by it. Yeah, even though my boss was sacked, maybe because of the funeral tourism and Sobolo, I still stand by it because it's a good idea. Go to Japan. People go there to look at their cemetery. It's the biggest cemetery there. Say, look at the touristic values you have in this nation. You are not investing in that. You want to jump onto funerals and Sobolo. Look at the number of forts that we have. Look at the number of graves we have in this country that house great people. W.E.B. Du Bois is right here with us. George Padmore is right here with us. Kwame Nkrumah is right here with us. Fatia Nkrumah is right here with us. Babatu is right here with us. Do they even know Babatu? Do they know Babatu? The graves are there. What have you done to be able to draw the world to come and see the graves of these people? You want fresh dead bodies so that when people are crying, tourists will run here to come and watch you and give you money. You see the level. You see the level. He says, oh, we are dying already, so it's okay. We travel. So when we travel, people, hey. So the business will only boom when more and more people die. So if there's a way we can encourage more people to die and more funerals to be had, more tourists will come and it will boom. The coffin business will also boom. And then Sobolo business will boom. Level of thinking. You see the level of thinking? These are your ministers. These are your ministers. Dash it away. When we return, we're going to be reading your messages. Bring in your messages. Hey-ya! Way! Way!
Blackpot. Koku show man. Blackpot. Koku show man. Blackpot. Koku show man. Blackpot. Koku shoulder, man.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kuku Showdown, and here we speak truth to power. Remember to take our numbers from off the screen and do business with us. Yes, we are transmitting and streaming live and colored from the capital of Ghana, Accra. Let's feed from your brains. Let's go into your brain faculties. Ebenezer Ando says, good evening. Kwame Edu says, Prof. And I also say, Apostle, how are you doing? Zion Genesis says, pleasant evening, everyone. Isa Yidam Bla Yakubu. He says, Yelman Chamalana. Nantria. Yelman Chamalana. Nantria. He says, the hard talk man. He says, I appreciate you. Finn Ahmed Eko. He says, good job, legend. Alfred Cop Marshall says, Mr. Blakk Rasta, I salute you. I salute you back, sir. All comments? Tom Poe, long time no see, my brother. Do we have a president in Ghana, Blakk Rasta? If we have one, what is he doing about the so-called Galamsey? Well, it's a legitimate question you are asking. They have failed. And if he was anybody who truly respects dignity, he should be resigning. Because he said he was going to put his presidency on the line to see Galamsey stop. This is the worst Galamsey we have seen in the history of our nation. And he says it's not the worst. They are okay. They are working. Yo. Alexander Kwesi says, Blakk Rasta Toma. It looks like any time that the NPP comes to power, they take Ghana and its citizens ransom. It's about time the youth of Ghana, the leaders of all religious groups, come together. It's about time they came together to address this problem. I agree with you. Since they have nowhere to run to, may peace be in Ghana. Watching you from Ontario, Canada. Bless and love, my brother. Stephen Banda says the king of Africa is live. Woyoy. Stephen Banda says long live Blakk Rasta. Zacha Emmanuel says jaw. Mohammed Bajir 1 says Anula Mbiale glued to our seats for today's session. Raw with fire. Run the story, my lord. Come here. Watch this. You think so you're day wise. Woyoy. And this is MC Scorpion inside a Shyman. Koyo One Fool says Rasta love. Blakk Rasta and all those watching. Let's grow the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, like, share, and subscribe. More love. Stephen Banda comes back and he says they are busy playing with Ghanaian minds. Blakk, thank you for teaching, and the wisdom you are giving us every time is appreciated. Francis Ampim says, good evening, legend. Thank God for your life. Come here. Woyoy. More fire. God's way, Jata says, welcome. Woyoy. Yeah. Alaji bin Yorubu shall savulgo. The bin Yorubu shall be. He says, good evening, Blakk Rasta. I'm watching you live. Woyoy. Alaji bin Yorubu shall savulgo. Says, we Ghanaians will make mistake to vote for this MPP. Alaji ben Yorubu shall Savologu says that. They say where they love the goat, that is where it causes the most commotion. That is the meaning of that Dagomba proverb. Ben Yorubu shall ni ka umurumana. Rob Wood says, Blakk, I am sorry to disappoint you. The US politics of shooting political opponents is equally as foolish. Yes, it is. It is, no matter what. Assassination is not a thing. And this didn't start now. Remember, there was a US president who was shot and killed. Kennedy was shot and killed. Joseph Kwesi Aziz says, Blakk, I salute. Ghana will surely work again. Alaji bin Yorubu Shal Savologo says, Blakk Rasta. Na wuniti nasara. Summa ami. Zacha Emmanuel says, more fire, dada. Labisa says, I seriously don't know why they are refusing to be audited. If you don't have skeletons in your closet, why fear to be searched? Labisa, if it will cost you lots of money, tell the people this will cost us lots of money. And let us all come together in Georgia, right? All right? Junior Wale, pa. Says we day here, 247, watching you, Black Rasta, more fire. Kofi Azuma says, greeting to my brother, Black Rasta, this very day. Kofi Azuma continues to say, I'm a little late coming today. Oh yes, Labisa says, someone who has worked in the entertainment industry and knows the problems this industry is facing, holds high office and acts as if he was a carpenter before being appointed to the office of entertainment. Kofi Azuma says, Black Rasta, our young brother, Wodemaya, is a great ambassador for Ghana and Africa. The government should have a role for him, right? All right? Yes, Wodemaya is a great guy. I love him. The other day he was eating crocodile meat. I couldn't be near people who eat crocodiles and things like that. I respect them. It's just for, crocodile. Hey! When I saw him eating the crocodile tail, my throat started regurgitating. I started feeling like that. Jesus. Anyway, Wodemaya, congratulations. You have a baby crocodile in your big stomach. He's a very good friend of mine. We had an interview. We're going to be playing it after some time, one of these days. And he interviewed me too. He's a nice guy. I love him. His innocence is very sweet. Yeah. Kofi Azuma says, greetings to all my brothers and sisters here with my we love you too and we respect you. Yeah, man. All right. All right. So next story. Keep your comments coming in. We're going to take a second batch. Asantehene shows cultural class. Asantehene never ceases to excite me. It might not be everything I agree with Asantehene, but I can tell you on authority that this man, if he's given the opportunity, he can change the history, the cultural history of the Ashanti. I admire him. One of these days, I'm going to go look for him to give me one of his gold bangles. Beton amenyes kakakra. Let me the Abe radio station and a TV station. Yabe friend sika koko ntintain. My brother, I hate to say what I want to say, but somebody must say it. There's so much tribalism in Ghana. And the people who suffer the most tribalism, the Ewes, the Northerners, and the Ashantis. If you want to add another group, let's add the Fantis. If somebody is not teasing Fantis about something I don't want to mention, then is teasing Northerners about something I don't want to talk about, or talking about Ashantis about something I don't want to talk about, or Ewes. And a lot of the teasing is either the North or the Ewe land. These two ethnic groups are always at the receiving end when comedy is ongoing. No comedian has a standing ovation until he makes tribal jokes about the North or about the people from Ewe land. Either about the way they speak or what they eat, how they walk, and so on and so forth. But if it is done in a good spirit, it makes all of us smile and laugh. After all, we are different people yet one, as they say in Jamaica. My brother, I have Ewe friends and I have Ashanti friends. I went to school in Ashanti. I love Ashanti because Ashanti educated me. I learned how to dress properly. In that sense, to wear a tie, to wear a bow tie, pimpinis, and all that in Ashanti, until I decided to dress African. What they say is appropriate dressing, I learned that in Kumasi. Then I decided to dress right by wearing my African print. But it was a journey. I will never look down on Ashanti. For what? Why? Never will look down on the culture of the people. I have learned a lot from wherever I have been. I've been to the Volta region. I have a lot of Ewe friends. In fact, my roommate at the university was an Ewe. Goodwill Esiam from Wusuta, wherever you are, I greet you. Mawulu Izogbenu was also there, and many more. In my life, I have more Ewe friends than any. I don't know why. If I meet my grandfather, I will ask him. He served as a policeman in Hohoi. The correct pronunciation, Hohoi. He even had an Ewe girlfriend. I remember. I think she was called Sister Akpene. My grandfather, policeman, Inspector Awudu Kankani. Whatever rituals my grandfather did in the Volta region, I don't know. Everywhere I go, when there are events, that's where I get my most breakthrough and favor. Put that aside. Look, anywhere I go in Ghana, there's always one Ghanaian there belonging to an ethnic group or the other who shows me favor, aside the Ewes and aside the Nordness. There's always one. He could be a Gan, he could be a Kusasi, he could be a Mampusi, he could be a Komba person, that's Kokomba person. I get a lot of love. I have no time for tribalism. Why is Blakk Rasta talking for so long? My brother, some of us are so regionalized in the brain, so short-circuited in the brain. We tell ourselves, oh, in my tribe, we don't marry from this tribe. Oh, it's been a culture. We never marry from that ethnic group. We don't even name our children by these people's ethnicity. We don't even greet this group of people. Times are changing. There probably was a reason, and that reason is no more. Let's dig deep into our history. One people, I go out and I see a beautiful Fulani girl. I want to get close to her. Then I remember my grandmother telling me, we are ethnic group, we don't marry Fulanis. I say, oh, Granny, you are gone. You left several years ago. Things have changed. Almost every ethnic group in Ghana has something that is discriminatory to or against the other ethnic group. And for that matter, in the whole of Africa. Am I right? When you go to Nigeria, there are some ethnic groups that do not want to even shake hands with some other ethnic groups. When you go to Tanzania, it's like that. Everywhere in Africa. Having built this beautiful story, can I come home now? Now the Ewes and the Asantes, for some reason, they like to tease each other in one way or the other, and sometimes it gets bad and nasty. Listen to what ASANTEHENE is saying. ASANTEHENE loves. What it means is that praises Ewe community for contribution to development of Ashanti region. La ilaha illallah. I don't want to say things that are stupid. Forgive me if I do. It's like some ethnic groups in the north, like the Kusasi and the Mampusi, that for some time now have had some kind of, something that can be resolved. And then all of a sudden, the Kusasi king comes out to say that, we want to praise and thank the Mampusis for the development they have brought to this area, and vice versa. Or the Kokomba and the Dagomba saying this about each other. Do you know the implications? Let alone, Ewes and Asantes are not even fighting. But we all know the underground something. When you hear an Ewe man, those who are not too educated, and they're talking about the Asantes, and the Asantes who are not too educated and so tribalistic, what they say about the Ewes too. Look at what ASANTEHENE is saying. Otu 4 or said to the second ASANTEHENE has commended the Ewe community in the Ashanti region for contributing to the socio-economic growth of the region. The community, he said, should continue to be dedicated to the cause of the region. Listen, continue to be dedicated to the cause of the region. When you go to Ashanti region, there's Angunaga. The only region that has dedicated the whole community to the Ewes. Aside that, there's the Zongo. Well, there are Zongos all over Ghana. But Angunaga is only, aside the Volta region, in Kumasi. Is that not tolerance? Is that not beautiful? Sustaining the harmonious relations with other tribal groups to foster peace and unity. Oh my God. The ASANTEHENE gave their advice in a message delivered on his behalf by Nana or Adobofo Kwao II, Otumfo Jasehene, at Edeba in Kumasi to climax the Ewezan 2024, a traditional celebration by the Ewe community to showcase its cultural heritage, honor the ancestors, and also seek blessing for the people. Dash it away. Hey, Ewe people are in Ashanti and they are celebrating their festival in Ashanti. It's like the Gomba people celebrating Damba or Bugum festival in Ewe land. Can you get it? Homowo being celebrated by Gans in Tamale. Hey, Ghana, we are growing. Look at how beautiful it is. Imagine you are in Tamale. All of a sudden, you see Pekple being thrown away. Being thrown. Ni is out here. Ni is out. Yes, that's the Tamale gang chief. He comes. They are talking. Yes, they are beating drums. They are throwing Pekple. Or somewhere in Takrady, the Ewe chief comes out and they are doing Agbaja. They are celebrating Eweza. And Akpra, Fetri Rechi, Fetri Toto, Fetri Tadi, everything is there. Cat meat. Or the Fafras are celebrating their festival right here in Accra, playing football with the Dagabes at the stadium. And the prize is a dog. Is that not beautiful? I want to say thank you to the ASANTEHENE. You have shown class. You have shown that you are a king. You have shown that you are a man who is ready to embrace everybody. With time, the tribalism that is eating the very fiber of our progress will be cut down gradually. We shall rise. Thank you, ASANTEHENE. Nana no. Piao! Nana piao! 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 Nana piao! It's been the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Can we see your comments? Before those comments, let's finish up with this. Mahama draws raw NPP blood. Hey, vampire power. What has Mahama done? You know Mahama, this gentleman here. Mahama, sexy president. Yeah, I truly like this man. Trust me. If this level of corruption in MPP had occurred under NDC, there would have been a coup d'etat, Mahama shockingly says. Did Mahama really say that? Let's find out. And this is from Peace FM Online. Now, former President John Dramani Mahama has shocked many Ghanaians, suggesting a coup d'etat to happen in Ghana. Now, the former president at a rally attended in Accra by the National Democratic Congress members and supporters accused the Akufo-Addo government of engaging in embezzlement and other illegal activities, adding that had hence stressed the need for a military takeover. Now, in a viral video monitored by Peace FM Online, Mahama told his supporters that if all these corrupt acts happening under the NPP government had occurred under the NDC regime, the military would have overthrown our government by now. He reiterated, I'm telling you the truth. If this level of corruption and all the bad things we are seeing under the Bawumia Akufo-Addo government that happened under the NDC, there would have been a coup d'etat. The former president also launched a scathing attack on chiefs and religious leaders, saying, we have pastors, imams, chiefs, and civil society groups in this country who, instead of rebuking the NPP, rather support them. When the NDC says something, it is like we are the bad ones. They must rather join forces with us to tell the government that due to your wickedness towards Ghanaians, it is time for you to go. But you will see chiefs commending them that they have done good jobs. All right. So I see the sense in this now. Throw it away. Dash. So what Mahama is saying is that if this level of corruption had happened under the NDC, the nation would have reacted beyond itself, jumped to cloud 9 and beyond, and caused a storm in a teacup by dishing a coup d'etat to the NDC. But because this is a government that has a lot of religious people in there supporting and chiefs, they are quiet. Instead of telling the NPP, you are wrong, you are not doing right, and ask them to leave via the ballot box, they are rather supporting them. I see the sense in what he's saying. Nobody wants a coup d'etat. Nobody will support a coup d'etat. But this is an expression that I understand as a literature student. It's an exaggeration, hyperbole, right? All he's trying to say is that it's almost like me saying, when my mother died, I cried a gallon full of tears. Baby, how much are your tears that you can cry a whole gallon full? To make it worse, I cried a whole sea of tears. Look how big the sea is. Your tears fill the sea. It's an exaggeration, hyperbole, exaggeration. So Mahama is saying, if this had happened under the NDC, they would have even had a coup d'etat and removed us. But because it's these people, they are treating them with kids' gloves. They are pampering them. I don't see this as Mahama calling for a coup d'etat. Let's be honest. Is he calling for a coup d'etat? Do you think he's calling for a coup d'etat? Anyway, dash it away. My name is Blakk Rasta. We are not interested in any coup d'etat. We want a peaceful nation, fair elections, and at the same time, we want to continue to be united and loved as one people. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kokushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Let's see your comments, and we are done for the day. Kofi Azuma says, make sure you all watch this live streaming. Call your friends and family members to come and watch and listen to truth coming from Blakk Rasta. And he says, Blakk Rasta, is Ghana still the gateway to Africa? And to Africans from the diaspora? Yes, symbolically it is. And we all have to come together to make it emphatically so. Abdul Rahman Kojo says, Blakk, God bless you, and God bless you too, my brother. Kofi Azuma comes back to say, let's keep pushing our brother Blakk Rasta higher and higher, reaching our sisters and brothers all over the diaspora. Yes, push Black Empire Media, yeah? Black Empire TV. Kofi Azuma says, Blakk Rasta, I went to Vice President Kamala Harris rally last Friday here. And what happened? The whistle says, Blakk Rasta, to be honest, we Gamay don't get teased. We get outright disrespected. Yeah, I see that in some corners. I see that. But all those rhetorics must change. The Gans are some of the most patient people I have seen in Ghana. And we need to keep that patience. Because, hey, the capital is here. A lot of us are going to be buried here. So, the most important thing is tolerance, respect for each other, There's a Ghanaian man who doesn't want to live in Accra. He doesn't feel good in Accra. He feels good in Wa. He feels good in Takrady. He feels good in Kumasi. So we have to make him feel good. Let's not discriminate. Let's not insult him and disrespect him. Why should we even disrespect? Where is that disrespectful? Grace Saki says hi. I say hi back. Alaji Bishal Savologo says, good evening, Black Rasta. I'm watching you live. Why? Edi Mambo says, I'm watching you live from USA, Minnesota. Respect, Mr. Mambo. Right? Is that all? Do we have more messages? All right. So I appreciate you and I thank you. If your messages have not been read, feel no way. We will certainly read your messages tomorrow. Yeah? Pick up the number on the screen and do business with us. Whatever you are advertising, we will make it better. Yeah? My name is Black Rasta. And Kuchoko Roots Festival is happening on the 12th of October at the La Pleasure Beach, where it all started this year. And then on the 4th of October, we have something interesting for you. We are gathering the schools and we are gathering the political parties as well to give them medals of patriotism after they have signed. We shall do a performance for the students as well. It's the Black Poets, aka Kokushodomo, where we speak truth to power. Watch out for your tickets soon. Hey! Why? Why?